Everyone, you are in for a treat. I am going to be telling you all about my story of why I'm starting to create food content. And there's going to be a fun story attached to this, so please stick around and enjoy. So some of you might know me as someone who makes teaching content. However, you'll notice in the past couple weeks, I've switched over to make a couple banger short videos that are food content. And one of the main reasons for that is because I am very passionate about food and very passionate about cooking. And it's something that's very near and dear to my heart. So one of the reasons that I want to get into cooking and more cooking content and teaching content is the fact that I want to go and share a little bit of a weight loss journey with you. And I've decided, you know what, this is a good point in my life to make that change. For those of you who don't know, I just finished 10 years of university, and that student lifestyle is not very conducive to healthy eating. Anyways, the point is that I am overweight, and I'd really like to drop probably about 40, 50 pounds, get down to about 180. Now, I know that's going to be a hard journey. I know that, hey, I might not reach it, but that's okay. But my goal is probably by the end of the year to lose about 30 pounds and to try to get under 200 pounds. And I figure, what is the best way of doing that? That is to cook more and eat healthier. And that's something that I want to talk about in a little bit because I really want to get at the point of food deskilling and the effect that that is having on our community, that it's having on our society, etc. But first, I want to tell you why cooking is so near and dear to my heart. So, for me, I found my love of cooking through my mother. And she used to be a cook in a bunch of bakeries. She worked at a bunch of restaurants, etc. And it was really awesome growing up. She cooked a lot of our meals. We never ate out too much. But she got her love of cooking from her mother. Now, her mother, so my grandmother, when she left former Yugoslavia at the time, I don't quite know what portion it is from now because I think the city was destroyed in one of the wars. She escaped and she came over to Canada with a bunch of other European immigrants. And she got a job at a Jewish household in Toronto as a maid/cook. And she brought over all of her traditional recipes, all of her original recipes in this one little cookbook. And then over the years, as she learned more Jewish cooking techniques and Jewish dishes, she added to this cookbook time and time again. However, she actually passed away when I was about 7 years old. So I never really got the chance to learn to cook from her. However, I still have her cookbook to this day. Now, the one caveat with that is that this cookbook is written in her original dialect from the city that doesn't exist anymore. And I couldn't even tell you the name of the city because I don't know what it was even called. All I know is that my mother has said the city doesn't exist and that she has tried to get it translated but hasn't been able to because no one knows that dialect. So my goal is to be cooking as much as I can, to be sharing my content as much as I can for the purpose of hopefully building enough of an audience to translate this cookbook. And if we are able to translate this cookbook, then I'm going to be sure to post it, whether I publish it online, whether I publish the cookbook in itself. But it has a lot of traditional Eastern European, Hungarian, and Jewish dishes within it. Now, the other big piece to this is the fact that my grandmother, when she was cooking, she made everything from scratch. She would spend 12 hours a day making a ham soup in the kitchen to eat for dinner. She used to get up at like 4 in the morning to start getting dinner ready and prepared so that way things could cook low and slow in the oven for a while, right? Or simmer away on the stove for hours and hours. And it was great going there for like a Saturday dinner or a Sunday brunch. There was always something going on. And I think my favorite recipe of hers was her ham soup recipe. So I will share that eventually with you all. Now, where this comes in for me is the fact that I want to start eating healthier. And I want to share that with all of you. I want to show you ways that you can sneak vegetables into your diet. I want to show you cooking techniques so that way your meal prepping is faster and more efficient. Or that you can make bigger meals and bigger dishes for meal prepping so that you can have healthy weeknight meals that might already be ready in the freezer or meals that are going to last you a couple days, right? So for example, I made a burrito prep video. Right, so that's something I made 30 burritos in a little over, I don't know, maybe it was like an hour, hour and a half. And now my lunches are pretty much set for the next month and a half of working, right? So really that whole idea is I was able to eat healthy. I was able to make something filling that has a bunch of vegetables in it, has a little bit of protein in it, right? It's a good balanced meal, and I did it at a very low cost, and I'm able to prep a lot for it, right? So I want to do more things like that. And then also I'm just obsessed with making the best food possible. But yeah, so that is my video on what cooking means to me and why I want to get into teaching cooking content and posting cooking content. But outside of that, welcome to all of our new and exciting members that have joined. It's great to have you along for the ride. So as always, I need to say it, stay happy, safe, and healthy, and I'll see you all around.